Greeting of the day to all of you incontinent wizards. I'm the Salty Captain, this is the War Room. Today, week 2, Kreve League. Me, Kungfoorabbit. One four-legged animal enters. Both of them leave because it's not that serious, but it's going to be a hell of a good time. We go live to play in about an hour, but we might get started a little bit earlier. We're just pinging in the background, meow. So, yes, I hope that you guys enjoy it. I hope that it's fun for you to come by and see the event and watch us try to play Gwent not so badly. So we won last week's match, which was super great, and we'll see what happens this week forthcoming. So I've got my hydration source. I've got his decks pulled up. We've got the Aretuza pick and van tool ready to go. Got my source of hydration, and we're ready to fuck around. So I hope this is going to be good for you guys. I hope that you're going to enjoy it. And away we go.
Assemble the army!
All right, and he went with Nilfgaard first. Good, good, good.
The Declaration of Independence.
This is great to have in hand first. The Purify might be helpful so that I can maybe purify a Mage Torturer. Okay, that's a really strong round one hand. The only thing I'm missing that I didn't find was the, which I might find off a shitty vendor, is I missed both Eternal Fire Disciples, which is not great. I'd really like to have that engine. I assume it'll get locked, but having it in round one, if he controls it, does mean I could Hamel fuck it. So, Hamel fuck! Let me put this over here. Okay. And away we go. So he Calvates out the gate, suggests this hand isn't as amazing as he would like it to be. I am going to front row stuff as much as I can, so that I could potentially back row the Fire Disciple if I can find one. Okay. Just realized I'm not quite centered. Ugh. There we go. And I yank on my desk as hard as humanly possible. Okay, so this suggests to me he might want to get out early. So let's go looking for a spender, preferably a Firesworn Disciple, but you know, take what we can get. Yeah, it's probably fine.
How about this one?
Not what we were hoping for.
The simplest methods is the best.
Super not what we were hoping for. I was also hoping for a Fire Disciple because it would tease out some control. I want to see a leader charge. I suppose I could always save Kurt to deny a leader charge. Opponent is not devotion, so this is useless to him.
Fist tech never. Why Constable League pounded sugar?
He also plays Warrit in this list, so if he were to slam Warrit, please don't high roll a poison. If he were to Warrit, then he would get my King of Beggars. Or my Professor. That would actually be terrible. But I don't run Jacques. And I intentionally don't run Jacques. One, because I want Scoundrel for the Northern Realms matchup against Priestess, which he brought. And then second, because Invo on Jacques is terrible for me, right?
This the purest fist tech in town. Ah.
And I don't have any way to spawn more bodies. I also don't... I was hoping that if he had coup... Like, I don't want to give him coup value by poisoning this, right? It'd be nice to win this round. Especially because he hasn't committed anything. Might pass here. If he uses essentially whatever he uses, whatever he gives spying to, I think is what I'd like to seize with Philippa. Otherwise, they're mostly just assimilate engines. That early bribery is nice to see. Oh, what a high roll. Yikes. I think I pass here and take the coin carryover. He keeps both of his leader charges, and I essentially didn't get shit out of him. But I can defend a bleed really well with this hand, I think. Hamelfuck is a little soft, but opponent might not know what's happening with that. So I probably keep this for this. He may lock it. I mean, this is the 20 points right here. It might have been worth it. 8 and 8 is 16 is 19, and then I use a leader charge. I use a leader charge and a candle, and what's that? And that's a tie, so I'd have to use 2 leader charges. Mariel's could be good. He doesn't have any coins. So I think I go digging. A little bit. I run excommunication for a little more consistency. He may opt to take the long round, especially with Candle here on the board. Okay, so he plays for the carryover. It's a spender, but it's fine. I could always bank here. I'd be happy with a shady vendor. I'd be happy with an Eternal Fire Disciple. Take the coin carryover.
The Eternal Fire guides. The Eternal Fire protects.
I'm not gonna buff it because I want him, if he uses his leader to kill it, then that gives me another Hammerfuck target. And go get my boy Hammerfurt. Man, we just vibe. Excellent. That sucks because I would have liked to have played. I can get, unless he YOLOs and goes Truffle here. I don't think he does. He's already spent a leader charge. He's saying he's committed to the round. Yeah, that's fine. So now I go Hammelfuck.
By denying penance, you confirm your guilt.
He runs one Tourney Joust. His Experimental Remedy is decent. He doesn't have any coins though, so it's not like he can use a shitty vendor. I think I'm okay with that. So he's getting himself into, I think, a tricky spot here. Because he's going to have to start committing, because in the next turn, I'm probably going to get ahead for good, if depending on what he plays. I don't have, like, the strongest hand in the world, but that's fine. I can purify that if I really wanted to. Not after he kills it. Okay. So I suppose maybe then both boosts are supposed to go on Hammelfuck.
Yes, you. Have you made your offering?
It's just a human, so it doesn't count. If I Philippa this, I don't get to bring anything back anyway, so the Philippa just plays for 9. So let's see. So I think I play Salamandra Mage.
Salamandra has no fear of fire. You, yes, you! have you made your offering?
I'm not going to have Candle next round anyway, so limiting Candle's accessibility is not really a big deal. He can get this out of my graveyard if he wants a spender. He burned his coins, so if he does have access to Experimental Remedy, he's not going to be able to use it on Shady Vendor. Which would actually be great for him, right? He gets the Assimilate from Shady Vendor, which may be what he ends up trying to do by creating coins, but he already used Bribery, so he hasn't given anything Spying yet. He's probably waiting for something like Junior. But if he had a Spying thing, I thought he would have used it on Hamelfuck. Now he's setting up the Kanta so that he can play Hamelfuck again. Tries to get lucky, does not. I think I just play this as much as I would like the some coin generation, but other than committing Horse and I don't have any. He's looking to play Kanta probably on my Hamelfart. Could also give him coin carryover if he doesn't spend. There's a mistake not buffing Hamelfart twice. We'll see if I pay for it or not. But he has no leader left, so there's that.
This positively reeks of heresy.
So I do that because I'd like Excommunication to ideally pull into any tribute card, but especially the other Shady Vendor would be nice. But either one of these tribute cards will also give me those coins back, to an extra coin back with Salamander Mage now. I'm gonna get that carryover out of him, I think. I don't think he can do it without giving up a card. Unless he super commits. Ah, here it comes. Yep. And here comes the Kanta for the Hamelfart. Damn it, I'm paying for that fucking mistake.
No one can hide from me.
The fire cleanses. That one, he venerates not the fire.
Yep. And there's that too. He doesn't have a Fire Sworn in the graveyard, so he's just doing it for the coin carryover. So he can Experimental Remedy probably Shady Vendor. God, it's so many points. Okay. Putting none of this in my graveyard matters. So I get 2 points, I'm at 28, so I need 10. He has second coup, so he could roll some dice here.
Yes, you. Have you made your offering?
It's expensive for me, but if I can keep 2 leader charges, then I'll be good to go. He's playing nice and low to the ground for this, but next up might have to be Excommunication. I really would like a damn tribute card. I get Braithen's out.
Would lift the curse, but who would love such a freak?
Creaky door.
I wonder if there's a point where I give up my card. Like, I wonder if there's a point where I just say, okay, like, I'm not keeping my card.
Alone shall you wander until the end of days, cursed and shattered.
So I play this because I get the tribute back.
Ever faithful to the flaming rose. Yes, you! Have you made your offering? Smash your rotten blood! Scoia'tel!
Super expensive, but I think if I can keep my card here, I think that's it. I'm just hoping he's out. I mean, I don't know what more he wants from me. Artaud is not good for him. But he would need to do 11 here. Because this is 8. I can play this without the tribute. I missed a point by not clicking the Guardian, but I didn't want to rope out. He doesn't have any Fire Sworn, or I could have used Junior to just kill both Hamelfarts. But he's out over here acting like he's Marty McFly in Back to the Future, and I called him chicken, like he just will not pass. So what, he tries to give this spying now? He invos it. So I can play more reels without the tribute now. For 8 and get ahead.
Love to hear him beg for mercy. Not that it helps.
So he needs to play what? If I were to play this, so he needs to play 8. He's got 2 coins he can't use. There we go. Okay. I mean, I'm drawing into Professor, which is really nice. But he's going to have Warrit, which is not useful to him. So he's getting Warrit. That's all pretty nice for me, but I need some coin generation. So he's getting Warrit, Experimental Remedy, a Mage Torture. Okay. And he's still got... Artaud was the last card he had in hand. So this should generate me some coins. This is probably too shifty to keep. I want to keep the Purify to purify whatever he wants to coup. Yeah, and I don't want to brick, so that's the hand. Well, he'll always be able to coup this, I suppose. Might have another Illusionist in deck, or an Imperial Diviner. Oh, he takes the early coup, so this was a bad call to keep this. So if I seize this, it's worth 6, 7, it's worth 10 points for me to seize this. So I think I probably take it. I try to squeeze an extra 2 points out of Professor. I can always, the other nice thing is that I can also place a bounty on something, not spend, and then follow it up with Professor to kill it.
You do not deserve
I'm not actually going to get out, it turns out I'm not going to get out King of Beggars, which is pretty funny. I just realized I'm not going to get him out because I never found the other Salamander Mage, the Shady Vendor. I didn't find any of the other tribute cards. So that could be the game. I'm not even going to get the value out of him. So what's he got? Again, yeah, he's got Experimental Remedy, Warrit. Artod is the big one, but I can't even think of what he's given Spine to. And he plays this. That's interesting that he plays that before he gets any value. So he's waiting to maybe to Mage Torturer this, which is fine. So I play this, he puts him... Oh, no, it's not fine, is it? Because he used Coup early, so he's got... His hand is probably Mage Torturer. If he went far enough down to find Experimental Remedy. It's Mage Torture for Artod. So I actually play this first, because then it's only 6 points, as opposed to playing Artod on this or this, which is a lot more.
I can't wait to hear your wicked fresh sizzle.
So he'll Diviner this and then Artod. He's gonna war it.
Falling is a necessary step toward picking yourself up.
It's fine, you can take my... I mean, he's got no way to access it. This last card's Artod. And now I'll have enough coins to spend on this. And he's gonna have at least a 5. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Alright, game 1 in the books. So I thought he was holding on to Mage Torture. And so the idea then would be that he's got a Mage Torture in hand. Alright, so Syndicate gets through against NR, and now... so now I'm gonna play Siege on blue coin against what I assume is gonna be Priestess. That would be my guess. Alright, so, let me send him my next game invite. Cool. Alright, let's do it. Game 2. And then if it comes down to a game 3, I've got Syndicate on red coin, which again, Syndicate doesn't mind red coin as much, and I have enough control, I think. Like, I've got Mariels for Snowdropper in the end. I've got some different stuff. Wow, this is way too good of an opening hand, isn't it? Oh, he's going NR first. Ah, I see. So then, Peller. So Invo is the only... Invo and those two are the only real control. Illusionists suck for me because of his diddly dang. That's probably good enough. Yeah, that's probably just fine. So the real control he's got is Invo and a Joust. So I don't want to TA this. I also kept the Peller in hand for one of his locks. Maybe I should have TA'd one of these. Yeah, he's got a 2/3 chance, and I could have reduced it to 1/3. Alright. I think we probably go get Sentry and Envoy. I probably want to establish another siege engine. I just don't want him to like pass on 7. And me having spent 2 siege engines. But I also don't want to necessarily put something on top and have him calvate it. So there's that. So I do that. He could invo it, but I'd like to get as much early value as I can, as opposed to playing it back row. But I need to avoid Attorney Joust, so I wasn't going to play it naked front row. That's good. He doesn't have any graveyard hate. Except for an experimental remedy, but he can't like kill my AA. The question is if I play Envoy, does he YOLO Kanta? And I also don't want to spend too many of these.
To the dungeon.
I think that gets a pass out of him. He could also conceivably lock it to coup it. Yep, that was a bait. So he'll get an extra lock out of it, but that's fine.
It is how I punish those who irritate me.
The idea was to get him to play down into this round, and that's what we did. And with the Peller in my hand, my leader charge is worth a lot more than his.
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone.
I can also kill that this turn. Which is what I'm gonna do. So it's a ginger lead, it's 11. But I do need to get far enough out in front now that to make it so that I need to get far enough away that it stops being a thing. So let's see. I could have also AA'd for the siege support first. Gotta be careful to make sure I can keep enough siege engines. So I think I actually AA for John Natalis. I'll play this first. I think. And I think I AA for Big John. Thin all that shit out of my deck. I'm up 10, he needs 11. There's a diviner to get the point of value that it's going to get this game, which is good. So if I AA for Big John, then I can play the winch on this. I could also save that, and I could thin out the siege support. I guess I can always thin out the envoy. Like, if he wants to stay in the round to try to YOLO, I guess that's a line. I want to save the lock.
No horse, I said. Wanted the exercise, I said.
I'm not going to click anything. In hopes that maybe he YOLO Cantas. The irony is that he'd have to low roll, but it is what it is. Because, like, he could conceivably, I guess he could high roll, but the only thing that I absolutely do not want him to pull out right now would be Full Test Pride. Because obviously that's so many points on ammo fuck. But, if he wants to YOLO Canta now and lose the ability to Gorthor give aid, I'm fine with that. So I'd want to go first in round 3 anyway, and he could always bleed out, like he could always bleed out one of these two, like I'm always okay defending the bleed with one of these two things, right? So what am I going to do? Play a 4-point Peller and then have him come over the top? He's played Calvate, so he's going to bleed anyway if he wins the round. That sucks. He's going to get at least 10 off that.
Your blade is just an extension of your will.
But now it's going to cost you your carryover. Because the leader charge, you don't do it. The only downside about this is that now he can Gorthor my so I can resolve siege. The lock is okay. It's probably better that I play the lock on one of my own units that he copies. Okay, that's actually pretty good. I can always nuke. I could always heatwave this, I suppose. I mean, the only thing in my graveyard that I desperately wouldn't... I don't want to say desperately, but that I don't want to have is Radovid. And it's worth a 3-point lock. I can still kill the damn thing. But, like, a proactive Braithen's here, unless he was lucky and got... and had somehow and drew into an illusionist and kept it. Is that bribery? Fucking luck. But we're gonna get ahead with our girl Margarita. Look at the value. Look at the value. Do I care what row I play her in? I don't. She's a mage.
What can I do?
He already spent his diviner, right? Yeah.
Falling is a necessary step. Picking yourself up.
So now he's gonna Canto. So he's just trying to mill me. So I could do a couple of things here. I could heat wave this to stay ahead. I could drop siege in a leader charge and keep my card. He's still got our Todd and Brothens and second coup. I think I just heatwave this, right? I don't want to give him anything to play with. If I play a bronze, he probably Braithens it. I would have really liked to have found... I thought he was going to try to play my Radovid again. And so I wanted Muzzle, and that's part of why I kept Peller, was I figured either for a leader charge or that I could seize it back and then purify it and play it for points. So now he feels comfortable playing that tall.
A shame I haven't.
Am I okay giving him a card? And I'm drawing into Bombardment and this. So I probably should have played this in a leader charge. But I'm happy to see Braithens. I could play Siege Support for 9 and then play this immediately on Zeal for 14. But then that means I'm committing to having to play Henselt to get out. I think that's okay.
What do you want?
I'm going to give up one leader charge to stay ahead here and see how committed he really is, because I get to play 7 points on the next turn, so he has to play at least 10. Locking this, and if he does that, like if he locks this, or if he plays something of value, then I drop either Henselt or Siege, depending on the points. That's cheeky.
I hope we can trust him.
Is he going to hold that lock, though? That would be interesting. does. So what's more valuable to me? The leader charges, because I could play this for 7. And then 2 leader charges, 4 is 11, so I'd have to play the rest of my leader charges, so it's got to be Henselt now. Siege doesn't get me back ahead, and I mean a short round 3 with Siege should be okay.
In one piece, fight for it.
So I did that because now if he commits, I didn't want to give him an invo on Foltest Pride, and then if he like invos or something, then I still have 7 points there. So he's got to play 16 points this turn, but he doesn't know that. He probably thinks my hand is like maybe like I bricked Pride and it might be like Siege and Pride or something. The lock's only worth 1 point now. Which is, well, technically it's worth 1 here or 1 there. Yep. Sure. Sure, guess what? This is still enough points. I'm a card up with first say in round 3. He's got no Yenvo, a soldier, and Artad. Now he's probably because did he play both Blightmakers? He didn't. So he may end up in the same spot that he was in before. Funny enough, I won't be able to resolve Siege now. I drew Pride, which is good, but I only had 1 Siege engine left, so I won't be able to resolve Siege. But he also doesn't have the removal to kill. The most he could do is if no, he won't draw Attorney Joust, right? He's gonna have Kanta. He's gonna get Kanta, a Blightmaker, an Experimental Remedy, maybe a Mage Torture with his Artad, so he's gonna have 1 or 2 of those cards plus Artad. So I could play Big John next for a Boiling Oil. Would be worth 5. I can wait until after Pride comes down. And then I play a Winch on it for 9, so that's probably better. And then I Bombardment when I've got when I've got 3 on the board.
I know the truth. I simply want you to admit it.
I could just kill this. It's less points. I think I just... So, hold on. So it's 2 less points to tap this. And it's 2 less point. The Bombardment will be worth 2 more points. So it's a wash. It doesn't matter which comes first. But if he kept Kanta... So the reason why I'm going to do that is because then I get this tick earlier. And I get the resupply. Okay, so it's that, and then it's Artad, and it's Artad on a reinforced trebuchet. So that's fine.
clouds gather over Temeria.
Okay. Oh, you know, how did, what? Where's our Todd? Maybe he dumped him because he was afraid that he wasn't gonna, find the points. Okay, and that's the match. Great stuff, Kungfoorabbit. That's tough. That's tough in those spots. That, I thought he had our Todd there for sure, and so that was gonna be a fight. But, yeah, do be what it is. Great stuff, man.